Number 472, SZA Control. I listened to this back in the day. I didn't
Back in the
really.
day.
I know it was a long time ago. I think I just didn't really relate to it at the time, and I also wasn't listening to that type of music at the time. I didn't hate it. On second listen, liked it much better. Standouts for me is Prom, The Weekend, Broken Clocks, very popular song, and Normal Girl. And the reason why I'm speeding through this is because I'm gonna let Dom lead it. She has much more to say about this, and I knew that she was gonna have much more to say, so I purposely didn't take up like notes or research because I was like, this will be Dom's album because this is a Dom's album. When it's SZA SOS, that's my album, so I'll take on that one. But for now, I do like the album. 2 thumbs up. But Dom, I want you to talk and everything you know about this.
So, this is one of my top 5 albums of all time. I'm like of Dom's top 5 albums
Hmm.
of all time. Control is that album. It When I first listened to it I only had one skip, and that one skip was Drew Barrymore.
Oh, I
I
like that
know I
one.
wasn't really a fan of it back then,
Interesting. I really
but
like that one.
I don't skip it now because I
Hmm.
understand it now because I
Hmm.
feel it. Warm enough for you outside, baby. Like,
I like that song a lot.
am I warm enough for you? Like, talk your shit, Solana. Like, okay, like this album means so much to me, so much. The So Drew Barrymore was a single. I love how I like know everything about this album. So Drew Barrymore is, I think, the first single that came out for this album.
Mhm.
I remember my one friend Eve played it for me, and this is when I was still in undergrad. So it was 2017, but it was like spring 2017. And she was playing it, and I was like, I do not like this song. Mind you, I did like SZA before this. I liked her EP prior to that. I found out who SZA was through Chance the Rapper, actually. Because her
Oh.
and Chance the Rapper have a song on her EP. And then also Kendrick Lamar, because she signed to TDE as well. So it was
Mhm.
really Chance the Rapper and Kendrick Lamar that brought me to figuring out or finding out who SZA was.
Mhm.
Also funny, I loved how when she blew up, people thought her name was SZA. And I'm like, do you guys not know Wu-Tang Clan? Do you not know RZA? Like, it's
I did not
pretty
think that.
obvious.
Thank God.
That's like, I felt
I was
like it
trying to
was so
remember.
obvious. Like, that's how you pronounce her name because
Yeah.
it's clearly Wu-Tang inspired.
Although I thought it was
Inspired.
ZA, but it's fine.
It's okay.
I know Wu Tang Clan. Okay, Clan. I know Wu Tang Clan. God dang it.
Okay.
Continue.
So I think Drew Barrymore was the first single, and then the next single after that was Love Galore featuring Travis Scott.
Love
So
galore.
I became a really big Travis Scott fan after Rodeo dropped. I think that was around like 2015. So basically 2016 and 2017, that's when I really started to get into like that genre of rap music. Travis Scott, Love Galore. I ran that song into the ground over the summer. And then when the album finally dropped in 2017, I listened to it every week. I listened to it like every week. I listened to it multiple times. I still listen to it now. It's probably one of the most played albums ever by me. And she recently just put out a deluxe version of Control, which I
Mhm.
do like. It had a bunch of bonus songs on it as well. It had Love Galore Extended Edition,
Mhm.
which did not have Travis Scott on it, which a lot of people were like, yay, because Travis Scott was the running joke is like, SZA's talking like some like real like profound shit, and then Travis Scott is like ass and titties, and it's like he's not saying anything worthwhile to go with the song, but he is, and that's because I'm a Travis Scott defender. Like
Mm.
he can do no wrong in my eyes. I'm sorry, I really love him. So I enjoy him on the song, but I also enjoy the extended version off the song. The funniest part about the extended version off the song is there's a running joke that SZA doesn't speak English and she
I do.
speaks in SZAnese. and it's like me like because like you like can't hear what she's saying. And I think it's worse on SOS. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it?
I think it's worse live.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think it's as bad in the studio version. I have also seen this album live. So I have seen Control live. It was summer 2018 when she went on the TDE tour with Kendrick, Isaiah Rashad, that other guy Zakari who had like 3 songs, and then SZA, and then someone else. Can't remember who. Oh, I think it was Schoolboy Q, because they're all TDE people.
Mhm.
And she she didn't perform at some of the shows because she like injured her voice, but it was New York City and it was Madison Square Garden, and this is when she started to like really start to become more popular. So I think that she wanted to perform there because performing in the Garden is like a really big thing. It's a monumental thing, especially if you're an artist. Like everyone talks about performing at Madison Square Garden.
Mhm.
When I tell you that was low key some of the worst singing I have heard in my life.
Because
She
she
has
heard her voice?
I think it's just also because of how she sings.
Oh, I see.
It's
Okay.
they call it what do they call it? Apples and bananas. That's like a running joke, like the Ariana, like peanut butter mouth,
Peanut butter mouth. That's how I do. I
like not
understand her better than
pronouncing.
Ariana though. Maybe I just got used to it. It's possible over the years with Ariana and SZA being around that I've gotten used to. I can hear it now.
I've gotten used to it, but I still have to look up the lyrics
Okay.
because on SOS I was like, what are you saying? Some of this, but Control not so much. But for me, and one of my other friends who's like my sister, we talk about it so much. Like this is like a coming of age album for me.
I've heard that about this
Like
album.
each and every song, I'm like, okay, disclaimer. I will never relate to the weekend. I don't relate to the weekend at all. I will be no one's the weekend. I refuse to be the third bitch that you come and see on Saturday and Sunday, maybe Friday night. I don't understand that song. Great song, amazing song, but I will never like cuz when you listen to it, it's like you like 9 to 5 on the weekend. She gets him for 5 full days. You get him for 48 hours. My man is your man. That's her man too. There's a third bitch in this scenario. You are sharing this man with 2 other women. Are you alternating weekends with the other woman? Because it seems like he has a main.
Mm.
And he has the weekends. Also, how does this man have the time and energy to devote to 3 whole separate women? I that song is just it's a clusterfuck, but it sounds good. It's just
That's why I
all of
like
it.
it because I do think that I heard that and I was like, does Dom really like? Is this how she feels about herself? I hope not. Like, I
No.
hope she doesn't feel this way because I'm gonna have to put a stop to that. But yeah, yeah, no, but it does sound good though. When I first, I like when it sounds good, but
I
like,
also don't just like Garden say it like that
mm-hmm.
when she's like telling me like my booty bigger even if it ain't. I don't relate to that. I don't relate to that at all. Like I'm geeked up. So I will never understand that. I understand that's why SZA got her BBL and that she explains that in SOS. But I never thought she had no ass. But I guess that
Compared
she
to
felt
other,
insecure because someone else had a bigger ass than her. So she was like, I feel like you're lying to me because like basically I see what you like. But the songs that hit me the most on this album particularly are Love Galore, Normal Girl,
oh girl,
Doves in the Wind, and
like your favorites
Supermodel.
start to change. Oh, Supermodel's a good one though.
Supermodel for the very long time. It's very self-deprecating, but I related to this song so much. I can be your supermodel if you believed, if you see it in me, see it in me. And I'm like, yes, Solana, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because also during this time, I really wasn't as confident as I was. And
Mm-hmm.
Emily knows this because she literally met me 2017.
Mm.
And I was like not confident like I am now, like at all. Very much so like, oh no, like he won't like me because like I'm this, I'm
Mm.
that, I don't look like this, I don't look like that. And that's really what this song is about. It's like she is talking to this person, she's with this person, and she obviously has like low self-esteem at this time, and she's just feeling like if she looked a certain way, or if he viewed her a certain way, even she would like feel better about
Mm-hmm.
herself. And I yeah, I just like, and like the last part, like, why can't I stay alone just by myself? Wish I was comfortable with just with myself, but I need you, but I need you, but I need you. Felt that. Felt that so much back then, where I was like seeking the validation for other people to make me feel better about myself, because being alone felt not only lonely, but it felt like a punishment in a way. Like
Mm-hmm.
I am alone because I'm not worthy of being with someone else, because someone else doesn't see the like my worth. So that's why I'm alone as well. So this particular, like, starting off an album like this, boom, hit me. I was like, I'm hooked. Like this is gonna be a great album. It's gonna be an amazing album. And it was. Love Galore. Specifically love that because famous line. Why you bother me if you know you don't want me? That line right
Ambulance. Yeah.
there.
That is a
Listen,
dumb mantra.
listen, that is a Dom line, because let me tell you something. There are people that would bother me, hit me up, text me, whatever, all the time, knowing damn well that they don't want anything serious. Like, if you don't want anything serious with me, why are you hitting me up? Like, what is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? And like one of my favorite lines, it's like it's a joke. She's like skirt skirt, like skirt skirt on it's just so funny because like, girl, what are you saying? Like that's when the SZA knees comes out. But like it's just like, why you bother me when you know you don't want me? Oh, why you bother me when you know you got a woman?
Mm.
Why you bother me when you know better? Like, hmm, think about that. Think about that for all you men out there. Why are you bothering her when you know you got a woman?
Because they need
And
therapy and they also have low
yes,
self-esteem
correct.
and
So in
crave validation.
2017, I was in a situation kind of like that. Mind you, I was talking about something like, oh, like I would never understand the weekend, which I don't, and I won't. I don't. That does, this situation doesn't apply. 'Cause I didn't know if they were actually together or not. But anyway,
Fair. That's true. You're right.
I
That's
didn't.
true. You
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know. That's
fair.
true.
I really genuinely did not know,
Yeah.
and they were not. But then when you get back with your ex, why are you bothering me? Like, you have a whole ass girlfriend, or like leave women alone. Leave women alone. It's just
Dude, it's like I had just gotten a text from an ex, but a dude that's over 10 years ago and he has like
right.
basically a wife. So I'm like, what sucks is that I don't know who his wife is, so I can't tell her. Like, she's not really his wife. I don't actually know. I don't know. I don't ask because I'm trying to stay away or I'm trying to block him, but he keeps on coming back. But dude, I don't understand, man. Like, you guys need to like, what's wrong with you? I'm looking at like I'm looking like, what is wrong with you? Like,
No, because like
please
what,
get
like
some self
this
esteem.
album is also like, what is wrong with you? Like
Yeah,
and
get some
I guess more
validation.
background of the album is, she said that the theme of control is something that she thinks is a fantasy. It's something that's a farce, that you never really actually have control over anything.
Mm,
And things kind of just happen the way that they do, and if you try to control a situation, most of the time it normally doesn't go out the way it does. And throughout the album there's
Mm.
like parts of the like and there's always a joke about SZA's grandma at the end of each song when she's like talking about things, and also talking, her mom I think is also talking at the end of it as well, out of the end of these songs, is they're talking about specific situations because she asked them beforehand, because you don't really get this pretext while listening to the end of the
Yeah,
songs. She asked them
context.
beforehand, what does control mean to you?
Mm.
And these are their responses at the end of the song. And then at the very end of
Oh.
the album, SZA's mom is like, and that's what control means to me. And that's
Mm.
basically how the album ends, and like they all laugh and everything. But I thought that that was like a really neat way of like incorporating the theme of control into the album. And she actually had the tattoo, kind of like me. I have a
Mhm.
tattoo right here. She had a tattoo on the side of her arm that says control, and she
That's so
literally just got it when she was drunk, like before the album was even made. I was like, that's actually so funny.
manifesting.
um
That is so interesting though, and I actually really well, thanks for sharing that because I really appreciate like that type of artistry. Just because I suppose I don't feel like I see it that often in mainstream, but all that thought and like passion that goes into it, and it's also kind of funny because my therapist was just talking to me about how I have control issues, and I'm gonna work on it. So that is very that's pretty cool actually. I like when artists really put themselves into it.
yeah, and I really think that she did with this album. It is a full body of work that is one,
Solid,
cohesive.
so good.
All the songs are good. Her pen is so strong in almost all of these songs. All of these songs have something to take away, that it's like well written. Like there's still like some corny lines in there, like the
Mhm.
skirt skirt like lines,
But
like
she that's kinda how SZA I
but
expect
that's
that from
like
her, you know what I mean? I expect
right.
SZA to be doing, like, this random.
Yeah, like it's like corny little lines, but Normal Girl is probably my favorite song off the
Mm.
album, which is so funny because the person I was just talking about who was bothering me while they had a girl, this is also their favorite song off the album. So for a very long time, I could not listen to this song because I was like, fuck him. Like,
See,
how dare
listen,
he like
man,
my favorite song off the
see, y'all
album?
are ruining music for us too. You guys need to
Like
chill. Like, leave us
ruining music
alone.
for us. And key lines that really stuck out with me is like, type of girl you want to take her to your mama, want to be
Mm.
the type of girl that my daddy he'd be proud of, be proud of, be proud of, want to be the type of girl to take him to, oh wait, kind of girl I know your fellas they be proud of.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, normal girl, I really wish I was a normal girl. And again, having like that low self-esteem, and then, you know, I feel like I grew up, or I was pretty tomboyish for a very long time.
Same.
Like no makeup, like not that much jewelry, didn't really wear like the most feminine clothing. Like kind of because I played sports my entire life.
Mm.
So a lot of my life was just like literally how I'm dressed right now. Like sweatpants, like tracksuits, hoodies, and shorts, sneakers. So whenever I, like did like a boy, I felt like they were probably like, oh, like I can't like her. That's like my homie. That's like me talking to like my bro. So I kind of carried this masculinity around with me to the
This is
point where you said what?
this is just so interesting, Dom, because this is exactly how I felt for, like, in until I was 22 probably, when I started
Yeah,
finding
no,
myself. Because I was
this is
oh, I
exactly
remember when I wore, like, regular jean shorts one time, my parents and brother were like, "What are you doing?" Because 'Cause they're so used to me in basketball shorts. I didn't wear makeup. I was you're on a basketball team, you're like, "I'm one of the guys. I'm not gonna be a guy a girl I'm not gonna be a girl a guy goes for," that sort of thing. Huh, like, I knew that we were similar, but we
yeah.
might have had very similar
And And I remember SZA talking about that too, because she said that she used to, before like how she looks now for us of us, like if you look at older pictures of her, she was in like hockey jerseys, like
mhm.
overalls, like sneakers, like she was really tomboyish as well. So I like really understand this part too. And really the part that resonates with me so much in this song is like the type of girl my daddy would be proud of. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that really resonates with me because as I feel like all daughters know, like all daughters who are straight, like even if your dad doesn't say it, there's like this pressure, I feel like, from your dad for you to be like this poised, chaste, like amazing, like young woman to where like no one can come up to your dad and be like, oh, like I heard your daughter was doing this and your daughter is that. And not to say that I don't think that there's stuff that like my dad there's stuff I have done that I definitely know that my dad wouldn't have been proud of. But particularly for this, it's like I know what type of woman she's talking about, like what type of girl she's talking about. And I've been in certain situations where I know that I wouldn't have been that daughter that he was proud of. So like hearing this and then also the ones where they're saying like this is the type of girl that you bring home to like your mom, I still don't feel like sometimes that girl that like men can bring home to their mom because I'm not coming in the kitchen to help you cook.
See,
i'm
but
not
that's
bringing I'm not bringing my man a plate, like
I feel like that's
I
almost cultural though for you.
it is.
Because for me, like, I don't do all that, right? But I know you can bring me home and like the fam. If we're talking like Filipino and stuff, I don't know if it's maybe because we're matriarchal and they're
Mhm.
just like, oh, all right, well, this girl's a very successful woman type of thing. I think I'd be okay. But that might be a cultural thing for you, which
It
kind of
it
is
might
unfortunate
be because
because
my
come
dad was telling
on,
me like, "What are you gonna do like when a man like brings you home and like you don't want to do all this stuff?" And I'm like, "I'm not gonna do all that stuff."
yeah.
Like,
Why?
what do you
You
mean?
bring other stuff to
Like,
the table. Why do you have to cook too? He can cook.
right,
He can
and that's
clean.
why I'm just like, I don't get that. So I mean, this particular line, like they hit because I still do have that anxiety sometimes. Mind you, this came out in 2017. It's now 2024, and I still resonate with this a lot, and I understand this a lot. And then one more other line was, which is like this is kind of like the bridge of this song, where it's like, this time next year I'll be feeling so good, won't remember your name. I
Mm.
swear, living so good, living so good.
Mm-hmm.
That part right there, it's so funny because relationship. This is basically the relationship podcast at this point.
It's Valentine's Day
It's Valentine's
podcast.
Day
It's
relationship
Valentine's Day show.
podcast. I'm just showcasing a timeline of all my crazy situationships. I'll like because
Relationships. They were relationships.
yes, because Emmeline lives in on the east sorry, on the west
West Coast.
coast. Everyone is asleep by the time I get back home doing like my fuckery. So she's always up. So I can like FaceTime her. It's like 3 a.m. here. I can FaceTime her. It's only like noon, like not noon,
Midnight.
basically noon, but
Yeah.
it's midnight there. And then I'm just telling her like some fuckery that happened throughout the night. So she's always like literally the first to know about one of my situationships or relationships blowing up, right? And this line is so important is so important to me because like this time next year I really will forget your name. Like I'm like so down bad, like I'm down bad in this moment right now, but like a year later I'm on the phone with Emmeline and we're laughing about it.
Yeah. Herb.
Like remember how I was like so down bad or like, oh, this was so bad, like not even like a year later. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
like
Something like
3 months
6 months.
later.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's like,
whatever, because
no,
like in
truly.
2023 what I probably told you about, like
Ever
there
since
was
you've been back in New York, it's been like, there's a
a,
handful, and they
a
used to
handful.
have names, but now it's just
Yeah.
like, I attach them to their profession or their weird quirks. I think there's only like one where there's an actual name to it, but that was a big
Yes.
one.
There's only one with an actual name because they're actually like important. But
Yeah.
everyone else it's just kind of like some
Remember that
rando.
guy? It's
Like,
like, oh yeah, that guy.
yeah, like the tree guy.
Tree guy. Well, yeah,
Tree
tree guy,
yeah, tree
plant
guy.
guy, duck
You said what guy?
guy, plant guy, plant boy,
Plant guy. Which one was plant guy? Wait,
plant
hold on.
boy, the one that
Plant
wanted to
boy.
live with you for a little while.
Oh, that
See,
one was okay,
see,
so
Dom doesn't remember. He doesn't even remember.
right,
He don't
because
even remember
there
their
was a few
nicknames.
of them that were into plants. They were all like horticulturalists, I felt like.
That is Dom's type.
But
She does like those types, which is good because plant dads are cool, but
plant
plant
dads are
daddies
cool,
are
but
weird.
you're not a cool plant dad when you are a bum and you're hobosexual. Not homo, but a hobosexual.
Hobosexual.
Like, you are trying to live off of me. Like, get a fucking job. But I that is all to say that basically I do forget about who these people are. And that's why the song, I just throw it on. Like, if I'm feeling down bad, this time next year, I really will not remember your name. Like, I literally just had some shit happen to me in October and asked me if I care right now. Like, I don't. Like, it's actually really
Oh,
funny
okay, I
to
remember
see,
that one.
like,
Okay.
yeah,
Trying to remember.
Arcteryx guy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
which one is that? Yeah, yeah.
I was
That.
like, right, like, who
Wow,
is
that was
that?
October. That felt like it was so recent. Wow, a lot of time has passed. Good for you.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of time has passed, and like, mind you, like, I haven't even complained about that like at all. I've
Yeah,
kind of
because that
just
was
like
a
moved on.
yeah,
That's fucking stupid. Anyway, but
yeah,
I yeah, this album means a
very
lot to me.
relatable.
It will continue to remain to be a lot for me because it is an album that I can go back to and really feel the music. And
Mm.
that's what I think really makes like a generational, like long time album. I think it should be higher,
I
and that
actually
is a
think I agree with
bias.
that, but it is a bias for me too.
It's a bias for me. The only reason why I'm saying, only reason why I think it's as low as it is because one, she's not like a huge commercial person. Even with SOS, she kind of just became really commercial. It's hip hop, R&B. So you know how like they're not gonna, I feel like music critics already look down on that type of
Mm-hmm.
music. And it's very much so like it's a black album in my opinion. Like I feel like a lot of black women really
This
love
is
this
like a
album.
good album for them. Yeah.
Even like my black male friends, they also really love this album too. And it's new. So it's like from 2017. I feel like a lot of the albums that they put on here are like older albums. So maybe once
And
they
sometimes it can
just,
bump up.
yeah, like as some time goes by, and
Mm-hmm.
they revisit the album, it might move up higher. But for me, this is really in my this really isn't like my top 5 albums of all time, and it's probably like top 3 in my top 5
Yeah.
albums of all time because I there's not a time where if anyone played this album, I would be like turn it off.
Yeah.
Never. Even if I'm like at like my most depressed point ever, I'm like
Mm.
turn it up louder, like
Yeah.
raise the volume on this, and yeah, I know I it
It's a good.
just
It's a good album.
it's just banger
It's
after banger.
this is her Soweto,
This
but
is my
more makes more
Soweto.
sense.
This. Oh my god. This.
I think if it had come out when I was in my early 20s, when I was still having those types of feelings also, because I feel like this is one of those few albums that really puts it into words, like those insecurities and like
Hmm.
trying to manage expectations. That the vulnerability on the is very. I don't know if there's a lot of albums that do that for me. There has been one where it's kind of brought me back, and it's interestingly enough, it's a Taylor Swift album, which is on this list. But that's still not on the level of this one. I just feel like the vulnerability on this is really nicely expressed. I had a lot of friends who are younger than me, 5, 4 years, probably about your age actually. You're probably
Yeah.
younger
Like
than you.
yeah.
Your age, maybe
28.
younger. And when this album came out, everybody was talking about it. Honestly, I think when it came out, I was very much in my very pop indie folk, more white people music era. And I wouldn't have heard about this if not for my friends who were younger than me and listening to this and being like, "Oh my god, like I'm seen," type of thing. And I was like, "What?" But also, I think there aren't a lot of music that sounds like this. I can't. What's who's an equivalent artist to this? In general,
SZA. Like
just genre
now,
wise.
like Summer Walker.
Oh, Summer Walker. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would say. Well, it's so funny. I scrolled down to the bottom, related artists. It's like Summer Walker, Brent
Oh.
Fayez, Giveon. I don't know why Doja Cat's here because not really.
Not really.
Um,
I mean, I guess it's a little more alternative.
Money Long, Bryson Tiller, Kali Uchis, Victoria Monet.
Oh, Victoria Monet. I guess that's the
Oh,
R&B
and Mariah
stuff.
the Scientist.
I don't know
I
her
would agree with
stuff,
this. I know.
but I see you guys talking about her a lot.
I know.
She's the one who can't
And
sing,
then
right?
she cannot sing.
Okay.
she can't sing live at all. And then everyone's like, just give her a chance. It's like, why are we giving someone a chance who's supposed to be famous and already singing? What do you mean let her get better at this? You should have already been good. What do you mean? What do you mean let her get better?
Yeah. I don't think at that time there wasn't a forefront for like this R&B or I don't this was kind of
I think
the
the
sound is
only person
different.
before that might have been like Janae Aiko, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
It's people say it's like that.
Kind
They like
of.
to call it, this is
Like
like the
alternative
subgenre
almost.
of like of R&B that people don't really consider R&B because of like the lyrical content, because
Mm.
they talk, it's not more about like, oh, I'm in love and heartbreak. It's a different type. Like there are parts of this album where I feel like it's definitely like more R and R&B, but
Mhm.
one of like Doves in the Wind, right? Again, I don't really like to use this word, but whatever. It's part of the lyrics of the song. The song really, it starts off with real niggas don't deserve pussy. That's not R&B. That sounds like a rap album. It sounds like a rap
Yeah. Yeah.
album. And but it's true. And I agree with you, Solana. They don't. They deserve something more than that. And I agree. But I think that's another reason why, like the lyrical content, it's not like Whitney Houston. It's not like Sade, and it's not
Mm.
like, I don't know, like SVW, where that's like
Ooh,
more
SVW.
like R&B,
Mhm.
where this is like it's modern R&B. That's what
Yeah.
I'll say. It's modern R&B, and I don't know. It's a goated album in my
It
opinion. I felt
yeah.
like we spent a lot of time on this.
And I think well, but
I'm not.
I think it's legitimate. A lot of these albums on the 500, I keep on presuming that it ushered in some sort of an era or it's a precursor for stuff. I feel like this is one of those albums. Oh, granted, I haven't listened to a lot of modern R&B, as you say. This is one of those few albums where I'm like, oh, this sounds different, and it's
Mhm.
become bigger. And I don't want to say I don't know if it's because of the album, but it's a little bit more in the mainstream now. Kill Bill is on, well, this is SOS, but Kill Bill being on the radio, that wouldn't have been on the radio before.
Yeah, Kill Bill being on the radio, and also Snooze.
And
Snooze is
Snooze.
so yeah, Snooze
Snooze
is
is so
like
popular.
really good too. And I would consider Snooze a more traditional R&B
I agree with that, yeah.
song. But we'll talk about
We'll talk
SOS
about
more, because
it.
that's, yeah, because SOS is actually on the list too.
But yeah, this
But
is
yeah, I
I
will just
like
say
you said
though,
with time, I think in some years they're gonna be like, wow, this was the precursor for this artist today. And I think this is that one of those albums that are like that.
I
Or
generally
destined to
think
be that.
so. Like SZA has daughters, and
Yes.
SZA's mother. SZA's mother for this genre, I think.
I get
And
what you mean. She's
she does
auntie.
have, yes. I just the that video of her singing The Weeknd, then she was like Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Like that's literally how she sang it. And I was like, girl,
Is SZA the one that everyone where she lies for no reason?
yes, she's a
Okay.
liar, where she said that she'd never had a birthday cake before. And then they posted her her having a birthday cake. And she's like, I never had a TV in my life. And then someone posted her with a TV in her room.
I think that's
And
very
then
funny.
I think it is funny. She just lies just to lie. And
It's kind of like,
it's
Mariah
just so
Carey's
funny.
like Mariah Carey's thing is she's like just a diva. She's just kind of delusional. I
Yeah.
kind of like that. Like SZA has her own
I don't
thing
know.
too. It's like, all right, SZA.
I think it's funny because it's like she can just lie about anything, and
It's okay. It's just like,
it's okay because it could be true, it may not be. I just have to wait for the receipts to come up.
but it
Just
also
like
doesn't matter that much. It's not like
it's,
anyone's getting her. It's the
and
most random lies.
they're not big lies either. They're like
Yeah.
shit you would like. Why would anybody? It's actually so funny because like, why would you lie about never having a birthday cake before? That's just like some random shit to lie about.
Which it,
Just like
yeah.
when she said that she dated Drake, I was like, she's lying. But then it turned out she wasn't lying. They did date at one point.
Mm.
And I was like, oh. Oh, also, for one last context, this album was written about, I think, one particular person, but it was also written about her experiences like that she had later in high school and earlier in college. So that's what this album is about.
Oh,
SOS
this
is
is
supposed to
so
be for like
like
later. It's like it's young SZA.
this
It's
is
like, well,
truly then she really
A coming of age
she
album.
really captures that period of life then,
Mm-hmm.
because I said, I do remember feeling like this, like late 18 to 20-ish, I do remember that feeling very well. So,
Yeah, so that's why I guess maybe that's also why it's slower. A little bit of the
mhm.
immaturity of the album, at least topic wise, maybe, even though it's still
Mm,
vulnerable. It comes from the fact that they're from experiences when she was literally still a child, like a late teen, and then like early 20s.
mm.
But even with that, though, as I mentioned, like I'm 28 and I'm saying I still relate to some of this stuff. And I know there's probably women in their 30s and
Oh,
40s
yeah.
that probably still relate to this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I think lyrically it's it's good. I have to give it like 6 thumbs up. Like I said, this is one of the greatest albums of all time. She did this for me. She specifically did this for me,
Uh,
Dominique. The deluxe is even better because it has all of the like unreleased songs on it. It has, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven unreleased songs on it. Awkward, which is actually really big on TikTok. Nightcore version of it is pretty big on TikTok, actually.
good, good.
Um, and then Percolator is really good. 2 a.m. is really good. I think it's a cover. I think it's the cover of the Party Next Door song. When it's like, "Come and see me for once. Come and see me for
Mhm,
once.
mhm.
You'll never come." Yeah, the one with Drake
Yeah.
and had Kylie Jenner in the video. Odd, so random.
Yes, she's one of those few artists. Again, I don't listen to R&B on the regular or anything like that. But she's one of those artists where I'm like really excited for her next album to come out already. I'm just like, I want to hear what the
Oh
next one
yeah,
is.
she's
I need to
supposed
hear more.
Lana. That's the next album that's supposed to come out, and it's supposed to be like all her like unreleased tracks and stuff, and some new stuff.
Yeah.
She didn't give a date for it yet, but
She
I'm
won't do you
excited
like
for it.
Beyonce. She'll get it to you. She won't do
Yeah,
you like
she'll.
Rihanna.
Yeah, no,
She'll
no,
be
she won't. Rihanna is never making music again. We
I
just got to get
know.
over that. But
Yeah.
SZA, I think she's gonna drop for sure. And then also, I really hope that she wins for Album of the Year at the Grammys. She's nominated for a lot of Grammys this
I hope she
year.
gets
And
something. Yes. I need
yeah,
her
and I think
to.
she's supposed to. I think she's supposed to be performing, or maybe I made that up. I don't know, but I'll be tuned in.
She's the one who does the it's cuffing season. I
Yeah,
really love that song.
wanna see me. I need a big
You put
boy.
SZA on. I love
Big
that song.
boy. Mind you, that was like for an SNL skit.
Yes.
Like it was
It's
like
so
it wasn't
good
even like a
though.
real song, but it sounded really, really good.
It's such a good song. I really love that song. But yeah, no, this is such a great album for this is really her first full album, right?
I would consider Control her her
Her real
debut.
debut, yeah. Which is
Yeah,
such a
honestly.
solid debut. And I wish more new artists were
So
like
solid.
this, where it's this solid and it's so artistic and so cohesive. The transitions and the way each things are played, it's just so good. I wish younger artists had something were more like this, where instead the younger artists, it just all feels very industry
It's
plant.
like it's like microwavable music.
Yeah. And it's
Like
just you have
it's
that one
hot for a
song that you can
second.
put on. Yeah, exactly. You put it on TikTok and then they'll have that one, but the rest of the album isn't up to par. This is one of those where, yeah, like good ass album. Not sure if it's in my top 5, but there's a lot of albums where I don't even know if I have a top 5, top 10 albums yet. I'm trying to get mine out of this project maybe. It is a very good album. Yep.
Yeah. So love you,
I give him
SZA.
many, many
This
thumbs
is a
up.
SZA stan
We love you,
account.
SZA. We love you. Please keep making music. I hope you no more insecurities one day. Although that's what really makes the good music sometimes, girl.
Yeah,
Being
but that's
vulnerable
what.
is good.
But you know what's so funny? We're like, no more insecurities, and then when we talk about SOS, we're literally going to be talking about it again with
Yep.
certain specific songs.
Yep.
Like, we're just. I'm so glad that she's on here twice now, because we can
Yeah.
talk about Control
And both,
and
yeah.
then talk about SOS, and then we can like compare both. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
But yes, SZA, thank you for this album and Dom's favorite album and for this. It's a good one. Tis a good
It
one.
is.
Okay.
So that was SZA Control number 472.
Cool.